You don't have time, I don't have time. 650 to 920 calorie basic burrito bowl meal prep. Made in 20 minutes or less, so let's get right into it. Ingredients needed: 1.5 cups to 3 cups of rice, tomato paste, 3 pounds of 85-15 ground turkey, black beans, some minced garlic, and an onion. Additional requirements: a large pan, something to stir with, something to cut with, a rice cooker, and of course, containers to store the food in. Food alone, this comes out to be $18.55. Take that and divide it into 6 servings, and we get $2.65 per serving, which is pretty great for this economy. I personally go for 6 days. You can always divide this into 7 days. Just know that the numbers I'm gonna tell you are just gonna look a little bit different. The first actionable step that we're gonna make is measuring out our rice. A serving of white rice is 180 calories per quarter cup. So if we're looking for that calorie cheaper option, we'll measure out 1.5 cups. If we're looking for that bulk, let's double it and measure out 3 cups for a total of 360 calories per day. Rinse the rice and add fresh water. We go for a 2-to-1 ratio here. So 3 cups of water if we're doing the skinny option, 6 cups of water if we're going for that bulk. Put that in the cooker and it's time to move on. It's important that we start with the rice because it is going to take the most amount of time. With that out of the way, we're going to get started on our onion. Super simple. We're just going to dice it on up. Once we've cut it up, we're just going to push it on over to the side and we'll come back to that later. Switching focus to our meat, we are going to add all 3 pounds into our large pan. We're going to let it sear on both sides. After the sear has seared, we are going to throw the cupboard at it. The 4 seasonings that I put in mine: cumin, seasoned salt, adobo, and brown sugar bourbon. This is also when we'll add the tomato paste, black beans, onion, and our garlic. Super basic from here. We're just gonna mix until that meat starts to look a little less pink, stir and sort of chop up that meat, and we're ready to plate. Another reason why I love doing my 6 servings is it makes it so much easier to do this by eye. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that pan and split it into thirds. Every third should fill up 2 containers. Compare the 2 containers. If they look about even, move on to your next third. If we really wanted to weigh everything out, it wouldn't be that big of a hassle, but we're here to do this as quick as possible, so we're gonna do this the fast way. When we've got all 6 containered out, we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing with our rice. Split it into thirds. Every 2 should be a third. Once we've got that all situated, we are going to put the lids on the containers, and now we've got 6 meals for the week. Understanding the meal itself and how to make it is only half the battle. How we contort it to our needs is the most important part to acknowledge. Bare bones, we're looking at 650 calories, 45 grams of protein, 59 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of fat. If we switch that out for 2 servings of rice, we're looking at 829 calories, 48 grams of protein, 94 carbs, and still 25 grams of fat. When we take a look at these numbers, the first thing we need to acknowledge is our protein to fat ratio. Not stellar by any means, but for a meal that's as tasty as possible, as quick as possible, and as cheap as possible, not that bad. If we are focusing on trying to lose weight, we'd probably want to lean out the meal just a little bit more. Calorie-wise, it's still pretty good, but that ratio is something we could work on a little bit. So what we can do is switch out that 85-15 turkey for 93.7 or something even leaner like a 97.3. This will both make the calorie contents go down a little bit, as well as improving the protein to fat ratio. With that said, do some research and do some soul searching to discover which goals you're trying to achieve with your diet. And if you're looking for a similar video that talks more about breakfast meals, talking about the breakfast that changed everything for me, check out that video right there. Besides that, I hope you take this in stride and keep getting after it, because there's not a doubt in my mind that you've got this.